Today I'm planning to share it with you guys how the garden looked in April. The garden is waking up and they put up nice growth, and almost every place that I have planted with some spring bulbs, there is definitely a huge color and interest in the garden. All the landscaping trees are really full of blooms and the beautiful leaves are coming out. So I'm super excited to share it with you guys. Here we are in the front yard. The house was filled with amazing landscape trees, plants and shrubs. Let us look at them. I love the shrubs that are designed with various foliage color around the mailbox. It looks so attractive during spring and fall with their beautiful foliage. Clematis just started new growth and they will bloom I think around end of May or early June. Then we have beautiful delicate leaves emerging from the red maple tree that we have on the left side of the house. In the front yard flower bed, we have small ornamental Korean maple tree. This adds a great visual interest for the house in all season and of course spring and fall at its best. Look at the attractive contrast maroon bloom in the lime green fresh leaves. It's beautiful, isn't it? Let us go and see the front porch. I couldn't do much spring planting in the pots this year, so there isn't much color in the front porch, but the lavender and heuchera is coming back from the last year. But this area fills with color from the landscaping azalea shrub, and the bumblebees are having great time visiting my front porch every year during this time. I planted these daffodils around the tree last fall and I enjoyed having them in front of the house. These are peonies that we had when we moved here. They bloom prolific in pot shade under the tree. Now let's look at the north side yard. This side yard has spring interest, fall interest and winter interest from the 3 burning bush plants. Especially I like them very much during spring for their bright lime color leaves and bright red maroon color leaves in the fall. Summer it will have nice green foliage but not as colorful as summer vibe. So I'm creating summer interest by planting astilbes that brighten up these shade area with bright and creamy white, yellow and red color clusters of flowers around June. I planted these from bare roots that I purchased from Brex Bulbs company. I was lucky enough to have one plant, the white one bloomed last year, but the other plants were munched by deers, so I couldn't enjoy bloom out of them. I am spraying deer and rabbit repellent every 2 weeks now with the hope that I can enjoy blooms out of all the plants. Let me see my luck this year. The deck view in the spring looks great with the red Japanese maple tree. Look at the foliage color. I love it. This new border planting in right side, I started last winter to explore plants that can survive from these. It's an exploration flower bed, I would say. It will evolve as time goes. I planted most of the spring daffodils and iris and smaller amount of tulips for spring bloom. They are looking amazing except iris. Let me show you the closer look. Look at this daffodil. This is so charming. Love the soft and delicate look of this ice foliage variety. First 2 weeks were full of daffodils and then they started fading away. Then tulips filled the space with color. I really enjoyed watching lily tulip for the first time in my garden. Now let us look at the fenced raised bed. Let me start with my onion bed. I planted them from onion sets around March in early spring this year and they are doing great. Now let's look at the tulip bed. I just love the way they look now. Look at these beautiful blooms, guys. If you are interested in how I got these blooms in my rice bed garden, you can watch my videos on how to plant tulips. I have planted agrum tart, tulip, the double, and then after planting those bulbs, I actually forget that I have planted them in this bed that I have got in a deal, and I started planting them. I did not really realize that I have planted slagrum tart first, and then on the same row I have planted some purples. Thankfully, I think one or two purples are here, but remaining bulbs I think I did not really damage while planting. So I'm super happy that how they turned out. I know these colors, slagrum tart, are like bright yellow, orange, and some white color, but these purple mix are different hues. However, I really like having both in the same location, and probably when I dig them up and replant them in a different location, I will go with the color scheme so that I don't mix them. But I think this is really great for me to have these many tulip bulbs in my own garden for the first time. Last year I planted some 10 to maybe 20 bulbs, and they really came out very well, and all those are bright colors like orange, red and pink. And this year I have tried two different varieties. I have never actually planted these double tulips. This is my first year. I am super impressed with how they turned out. Although I see different stem length for them, but I think that's fine. This is a flower bed, and I'll be planting my winter sowing seedlings and summer seeds in this bed. My winter sowing containers are here and seedlings are doing great. I planted spring bulbs as a border planting. Look at this hyacinths. Amazing colors and awesome fragrance. I planted bright garden mixed tulip here along with daffodils. Daffodils bloomed early April and yellow tulips started blooming late April, but the other colors aren't open yet. The bright garden mixed tulip flower size was so huge. I'll definitely plan to buy more of this collection for my next year spring bloom. I just love it. Great addition to the garden. Now, let us look at my heart of this garden. I've been working on this bed to experiment and see what plant works best for me. It's coming along really great so far while I'm learning and moving here and there to make adjustment in selection of the plants or the location of the plants. These 3 plants are painted daisy, and I'm so excited to see the blooms this year, as I had lucky to see just one last year and other buds were munched by some critters. So this year I'm really happy to see a lot of buds in this plant. Next, all the big bushy thing that you guys are seeing are the yarrow plants that they returned from last year winter sowing seedlings. They are definitely aggressive self-seeding plant, but I was amazed to see the vigorous growth and the size of the plants. Can't wait to see the bloom. These are bachelor button plants that I transplanted from my fall sowing. They are doing great and hope to get nice colorful tiny blooms. This is the blazing star that came back from my 2020 winter sowing. I planted this last season. Not sure if I'll get bloom this year because I heard that they take a couple of years to bloom if they are started from the seeds. Fingers crossed. This is the peony that I planted last year and I'm so happy that they are alive and came back. That's the Shasta daisy. They will take up the entire bed almost. Look at the beauty of blue and pale yellow combination. I really love this spring look. Grape hyacinths are the ultimate wonder for spring. These are the peonies and the lilies that I planted this spring. These bright tulips were returned from last year Darwin mixed tulip collection. They are looking like odd man out, but it's pretty though. These are blue sage plants and they are also from my last year planting. I am so happy that I could get this bed filled with lots of perennials. It's going to look fantastic this year. Now let's look at the south side yard. The south side yard, yes, welcome to the beautiful paradise in my garden. Spring brings best beauty to south side yard from this pink flowering cherry tree and the Korean Viburnum bush. Alright guys, hope you guys liked watching this video. I'll see you in another video. Please support my channel by subscribing, commenting and sharing it with your